if there was a little bit of leeway here and there, I think we'd have a more competitive race. But unfortunately, with the way they have adjusted and putting these restrictor plates on, they want more of a draft scenario at all the events. I think you're going to have a lot of single-file racing this year where the absolute reverse is going to happen to what they wanted. And I know Steve's going to have his say on it in the next hour, but I think it actually is going to make it even more difficult to overtake than it was a year ago.
Well, we'll see what happens. We're going to wrap it up and put a bow on it. Mo for the BS Sports Show standing by in the Balanced Green Room. We're going to be talking some NBA and MLB spring training. Yes, that is happening. We've been talking with Matthew Embry, WSBT up in South Bend, our official IndyCar contributor, and also talking some college hoops. You have yourself a good race weekend, Matthew. We'll talk with you soon.
And also, speaking of MLB, I'd like to make a public plea to all the teams. Come on, guys. Find some way to put Bryce Harper on a roster. This is no longer funny. The fact that it's the opening of spring training, he's still a free agent right now.
Great segue, Matthew. We greatly appreciate it. You have yourself a good weekend, and we will talk with you soon, buddy.
Anytime, Tom.
All right. Matthew Embry, WSBT up in South Bend, and we'll get into that exact conversation with Mo from the BS Sports Show. Also, going to be talking some action in the NBA this past week. We got Mo for a few minutes before we get into some NASCAR talk with Steve Wilson from Speedway Digest. It is Daytona 500 weekend, boys. 917-889-8516 is my digits, or girls for that. Boys and girls. We'll be right back.
The Air National Guard is a reserve component of the United States Air Force and serves alongside active-duty Air Force members in times of a national crisis. In addition, the Air Guard serves the state and local community in a wide range of capacities. The reason people join the Air Guard is as diverse as our members and includes such reasons as a deep desire to serve their country, money for college, travel, new job skills, and the pride that goes along with belonging to the greatest military organization in the world. I joined because I felt a calling to serve my country, but I didn't want to be far away from my family, so the Indiana Air National Guard was a perfect fit for me. With over 95 different career opportunities to choose from and 100% paid college tuition to any state-funded college, why not give us a call? Call 1-800-841-3103 or visit online at goang.com to find out more. Again, that's 1-800-841-3103. The Air National Guard, guarding America, defending freedom.
It's double trouble, double the fun at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. See the largest antelope on Earth, the giant eland, and the ugliest creature on Earth, the African warthog. There's so much to see and do, including the Midwest's only drive-through safari. Feed the animals, see live educational shows, feel the excitement. Have your picture taken with a python or cockatoo. Feel the adventure. Shop the Symbol Lodge gift shop with items available from around the globe. Visit the snack bar or picnic facilities. Enjoy a pony or camel ride. Or cheer your favorite porker on to victory in the famous Pork Chop Down. Bring your family to see the rare and exotic animals at African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton, Ohio. Just take Route 2 to the Route 53 North exit and follow the sign. Only 17 miles west of Cedar Point via Route 6. Open every day, rain or shine.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be confusing. Like Swedish techno confusing.
Bark, bark, meow, meow. Dance with me, purple cow. Bark, bark, meow, meow. Ooh, you lovely cow.
Geico makes it easy. With 24/7 access, all you have to do is go to Geico.com and you could save money on car insurance. It just makes sense. Unlike, you know.
Dance with me, purple cow. I like your move.
When you don't go to Geico.com, car insurance can be hard. Like early 90s heavy metal hard.
I'm yelling and screaming and I'm loud. Roar.
Geico makes it easy. You can review and update your policy or report a claim on Geico.com or the Geico mobile app. Because shouldn't we all have a little less stress in our lives?
I'm not even upset about anything.
Tonight
welcome back to The Balance. My name is Tom Marquis. Rolling right along on a Saturday, El Presidente, 917-889-8516. Thanks to Matthew Embry, our official IndyCar contributor from WSBT up in South Bend, also talking some college hoopage with us. Joining us now is our guy that just helps us just connect all the dots, and that's Mo from the BS Sports Show. How is you, sir?
Good, buddy.
Ready to rock and roll, man. We got a lot of stuff to kind of cram pack into our short period of time here. Let's start with Colin Kirkpatrick. Oh my God, this guy never goes away, does he? So here's the latest. He settled his lawsuit. Oh my goodness, imagine that. And he wants $20 million to play in a, call it a minor league, call it a D-League. It's still yet to prove its worthiness, but it's certainly football. We like football, and that's the American Alliance issue. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it's great to have it. And then next year we're going to have the XFL. We're going to have all kinds of football. But $20 million, Colin Kirkpatrick settles his lawsuit with the 49ers in the NFL. What are we to read into this? I just want this diva to go away.
Yeah, I mean, if I give you my my entire feeling on it, it'll be the only question we're able to ask in my 4 or 5 minutes I got left. So, I mean, the thing is, he's not about playing football. Let's be honest. He was offered a couple of chances to come in. He doesn't want to come in and play unless he's a starting quarterback. He doesn't want to play unless he's paid $20 million. Let's be honest. Colin Kaepernick, let's see, in his last 2 years, threw a grand total of 22 touchdowns in 2 years. 2 years. So the guy's career had been declining already. It's more at this point about being a martyr than it is a football player, I think. So it's time to move on. Hopefully the story's now over.
Well, we're going to get into some MLB here. I mean, it feels good to talk baseball. Baseball is my favorite sport. I know that I'm a Cardinal fan, but it doesn't really matter what the team is. Baseball is back, spring training. Well, let's talk a little bit about what your outlook is for the 2019 MLB season.
Well, I think it's a sad outlook for my Cubs because it seems like everybody in the NL Central got better except for the Cubs. So it could be a rough year for me as far as a baseball fan goes. But I mean, there are the big teams that spent big money again, and you know we're waiting on a couple of other big teams that spent some big money on Manny Machado and Bryce Harper. So it could get interesting real quick. It's insane that these two guys don't have contracts, and we've opened spring training already. So hopefully this will be an exciting week to see where these two guys wind up landing.
What are your thoughts on Anthony Davis still? I mean, Anthony Davis, the Pelicans are reevaluating a plan for playing time. If you're the Pelicans ownership, what are you going to do with Anthony Davis in the interim? We'll put it that way.
I think they're going to shut him down for the rest of the season unless Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, steps in and says, no, it's an asinine idea for you to shut down one of our major stars for the rest of the year. But I think that's the belief in the front office right now after he left early the other night, after getting injured, that was the final straw for Dell Demps and his job. I really think that the Pelicans ownership at this point wants to shut him down for the rest of the year and then try to trade him in the summer, in the offseason.
Who gets him?
At this point, I don't think they're going to acquiesce to where he wants to go, but then you're going to be asking a team to take on 1 year of Anthony Davis, and at that point, probably a very disgruntled Anthony Davis. So Boston seems like the leaders, but he's flat out said that he doesn't want to play in Boston. The surprise team for me at this point would be Milwaukee. That's one of the teams he said he would go to and sign a long-term contract, and you add him along with Giannis Antetokounmpo. That could be a very, very fun team. So Milwaukee is my dark horse at this point.
Well, Milwaukee Bucks is certainly the team that nobody's talking about, but certainly one of the best teams in the NBA right now, and probably has the MVP player on their squad. You cover, and I know we're covering a lot because we just got you for a few short minutes today. Now you cover the Cleveland Browns as well. Certainly, either the Browns are crazy like a fox, or they made a pretty smart move. One could argue that the Kansas City Chiefs, when they cut Hunt, maybe they would be looking at a different story had they had him at the end of the season, and a lot of people think that maybe they should have just suspended him internally. But either which way, there was never any criminal charges. He still has to go through and finish the investigation with the NFL. But the Cleveland Browns say, hey, Hunt, come on over, put yourself on a uniform with the Cleveland Browns. And that could have been a very smart move for the Cleveland Browns. Although it may not have been the best PR move, it certainly may have been a good move.
Well, if you remember way back when he got cut, I told you that by the start of the next football season, he would be a Cleveland Brown. Here's why. Because Cleveland has suffered so long, I think that the PR move hit is not as big in Cleveland because they're happy to have him. He's a hometown boy. And, oh, yeah, by the way, the Browns GM, John Dorsey, drafted him. So there was no doubt in my mind that Kareem Hunt was going to be a Cleveland Brown. I think it's a smart move. It's going to open him up to do some things, maybe move a guy like Duke Johnson. And, they've made it known that they're interested in trying to trade for Odell Beckham Jr. So this could be another exciting offseason for the Cleveland Browns.
Now, you mentioned that he's a hometown boy. He is. In fact, Cleveland is where this event happened. And the tinfoil hat wearers think maybe how do we say this? Maybe the ownership and leadership team got together with the ownership and leadership team of the Cleveland Police Department. Some money was exchanged, and they know for a fact there'll never be any criminal charges placed against him. What do you buy into that theory?
100% false. I don't think there are going to be charges pressed because when you see the entire video, there were some strikes by this woman as well. I think that at this point she's willing to drop the charges, either A, for a payoff, or B, to not have charges filed against her as well. I don't believe there's any type of conspiracy there, but I do believe there will not be charges filed.
We saw yesterday, and I even texted you, that NFL Network commentator says, hey, this is the year for the Detroit Lions. They're going to go to the playoffs. Yet in the same day or the same week, we see a press release that the Lions release Pro Bowl safety Glover Quinn. Something doesn't match up there.
Well, that and the fact that I don't believe that their head coach at this point can lead them to a playoff appearance. That was an absolutely asinine statement in my opinion. But you never know. But I wish we could talk all day, buddy. But unfortunately, I have to go do my.
I know you got to roll, brother. I appreciate you joining us, and we'll catch up with you next week. Have yourself a good weekend, sir.
All right, it's still my favorite show of all time.
All right, buddy. We'll see you. Mo from the BS Sports Show joins us. I know we knew we only had him for a few minutes going in, so we had to try to cram as much as we possibly could into our conversation with him. And, always a lot to talk about in sports, and it's good to have a guy like Mo on our team that can just come in and just start swinging. We'll be right back. My name is Marquis, El Presidente. We're going to be in some NASCAR Daytona 500 with Steve Wilson of the Speedway Digest, and we're going to be talking the granddaddy of them all. My name is Marquis, El Presidente. We'll be right back.
Tonight, I just want to take you away. Throw your hands up in the sky. Let's set this party on fire.
The Air National Guard is a reserve component of the United States Air Force and serves alongside active duty Air Force members in times of a national crisis. In addition, the Air Guard serves the state and local community in a wide range of capacities. The reason people join the Air Guard is as diverse as our members and includes such reasons as a deep desire to serve their country, money for college, travel,